Rory, difficult decision?
Um, Look, I think it's. Jeez. Oh God, Mark, mine just start having again. Jeez.
So pretty obviously it's something that you've mulled over for a considerable time, and you've your family here today, and you've decided that now is the time to make this announcement. Is it a case of time catching up with you?
Look, I think it's ultimately. I think you know that when the time's right, I always sort of wanted to go out on my terms, and I feel like this is right for me now. But it's so strange being here after so many years. But look, I feel I'm playing good rugby, but I also, you have to be realistic and try to fast forward 12 months. And do you think you're going to be in the right place? Maybe, but there's also a bit of a maybe not to that, and that's probably the hardest bit of it.
Will we see you in an Ulster shirt again? How is the injury? Is that your intention to get back?
Yeah, look, the injury's not too bad. Look, when the scan came out, I think it probably couldn't have been any better for me with the way the injury happened. And yeah, look, I hope to make it back for, well, hopefully the quarter-final. If not, you have to hope the squad perform the way we did last weekend, and we give ourselves every opportunity of a semi-final, because that's another 2 weeks, and 2 weeks in the time scale of injury I have makes a big difference.
Julie's here today, your wife. She's been used to not having me around the house. What does the immediate future hold for you post your retirement? Will you consider coaching?
I suppose at the minute I haven't really given it much thought. I think it's kind of one of those, you're making this announcement today, and it just feels like a full stop. But like I was saying to the kids, I was saying that it's November. November, when you think about how long that is, we have all of spring, you've all of summer, all of autumn to get through, so it's a long way away, November. But it doesn't feel like that at the minute. So for me, it's about concentrating on trying to contribute whatever I can to Ulster for the remainder of the season. And then it's a big summer and hopefully a really big autumn for us. And post that, look, I haven't given a lot of thought. I think after being in this environment for so many years, you probably want to give myself a little bit of a break. Hopefully the 2nd of November will hopefully be my last game, and it sort of gives you a nice natural break to the end of the season to actually come up for breath and to sort of see what I want to do, try a few things. And look, I've been really lucky with the people that I've met along the way, and you never know what opportunities will present itself between sort of November and the end of the season. Look, it may be a little bit of coaching between then to see if it's something that I want to pursue for the following season.
Rory, it's obviously a decision you've thought about for a long time. Does it feel strange now that it's official and it's out there, or is it relief?
Look, I think it's a bit of relief, because obviously for the last while it's been the hot topic, and to start off a lot of the press conferences. Look, it's a difficult thing to come out and say. It's even coming up here, we kind of said, it's still not too late, but look, it feels like the right time. I know it doesn't sound like it in my voice, but it definitely feels like the right time.
When did you really come to the final decision that you were going to do this?
I think I was fairly sure about 6 months ago, but actually in that I was probably more sure 6 months ago, and in the time between then, and there's little things along the way where you kind of go, like I think with the Jack McGrath signing, the way we performed at the tail end of Europe, that Leicester game away, going 13-0 down in a high pressurised game, then the quarter-final, they're all the moments that you go, I want to play in these. But like I say, I was fairly sure, in fact I was positive 6 months ago, I was fairly sure 2 or 3 months ago, and probably 2 or 3 hours ago I wasn't sure, but look, that's the way it is.
And the injury against Leinster when you came off, that didn't in any way alter your opinion, did it?
It nearly made me want to keep going, because you don't want to leave those sort of occasions, those sort of environments. But yeah, look, I think I was fairly sure then. It would have been nice to. Look, I think ultimately, if you want a reflection of the way the team played that day, was brilliant, and to be a part of that, and for that to be one of your last European memories, I think is really important for me, the way it went.
But when you see the trajectory of the club sort of looking forward, Rory, do you wish you were a few years younger and you could play a sort of prominent role in the next chapter?
Yeah, look, I think you always wish you're a few years younger. I think no matter what age you get to. Look, I think it's very exciting, but the big challenge now for this group of players is to take something that's exciting and actually fulfill the potential of it. Because like I've been in a lot of changing rooms here over the years, and we've got to semi-finals and finals, and we've lost, and we've said, you know, this we need to learn lessons, we need to get better, and it's kind of that's what this group has to do now. They have to make sure that every game goes by now. And look, this is ultimately it's championship things now. You know, we have a game against Leinster, which I think for the first time in my Ulster career, to have the last game of the season be almost a bit of a dead rubber in terms of we can't finish any higher, we can't finish any lower. And then after that, it's championship rugby and it's knockout rugby, and that's where we see a lot about a squad. And I think it is exciting, but look, would I like to be any younger? I don't know if I could go through this again.
What have been your highlights, Rory?
Look, I think your first cap's always a big one. I think to come out here and to play alongside your brother for a team that you've supported for so long is just, yeah, that was a big one. Then probably, God, you could pick any number of Leicester games that we've had here. It seemed to be every year. European Cup we had Leicester and it turned into something special. The Munster quarter-final was a big one. Oh, there's been so many.
Did you talk to Simon at all about your decision?
Sorry, just looked at Jodie there. Okay, look, I'd speak to Simon quite a bit, and look, he agreed with me. He sort of felt it was right, and like I say, you want to go out on your terms, and he's always been very supportive.
It's obviously, we know what you achieved with the Irish shirt, but obviously that disappointment of not doing the Ulster shirt. I mean, dare I ask, how much would it mean if it could be done?
Look, it'd be massive. I think no matter who you play for, you want to win things, and it was probably, having captained Ulster for so long, it was quite sad that the first time I'd ever lifted something as a captain was the Grand Slam. When I say sad, it was obviously wasn't sad that it was a Grand Slam, but you know, to have been around teams so long and to have fallen short on so many occasions. And look, ultimately, it would be a dream come true to win something this season with Ulster, but at the same time, I think you feel a part of something here, you know, and if it happens next year, the year after, you then become a supporter. And look, this has sort of been a club that I've invested a lot of time in as a player, but before that as a supporter. And look, I would just be delighted to see the boys winning something. Like I say, hopefully it's this year and I don't have to curse at them down the TV before I celebrate.
You wouldn't swap one of your slams for a European Cup win or something like that?
Oh, I don't know. I think you got to look back and just be grateful for what you've got. And look, of course, you would love to lift the European Cup in an Ulster jersey, but at the same time, like those championship memories and those games were, you know, in terms of a green jersey, were unbelievably special.
Have you addressed the squad here yet and told them?
No, I haven't. It came out this morning, and everyone sort of reads it, and you know, it was tough doing this, and the last thing I want is to sort of to stand up in front of them, and you know, I'm not that emotional a person. I don't want their memory of me to be sort of breaking down a bit. But look, ultimately, it would be unbelievably difficult. A lot of really good guys in there, a lot of guys I've played a lot of rugby with, and yeah, look, I think the difficult thing is that whenever you get a bit emotional, everyone thinks that you're sad, and look, I'm not. I'm really, really happy with everything that I've done in an Ulster shirt, and there comes a time, doesn't it?